Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Warframe. Today we're going to go over my Khora build. This is Khora, this is Vanara. You'd be surprised how long it took me to get this camera in the right position to actually line this shot up. Because Vanara likes to walk away and run around and jump off walls all the time, which is really kind of irritating. But let's go over this build. So first things first, let's go over abilities. Start with the passive. The passive is just Vanara. So you get a Kavat just straight up whenever you play Khora, and he'll fight by her side and apparently provides her with a 15% speed boost while active. I didn't actually know that, but Vanara will come back if he's killed. You don't have to revive him. He will just come back in 45 seconds. I think Vanara is a male Kavat. I don't actually know, but anyway, her first ability is Whip Claw. Probably her best ability. You literally just whip it good. You whoosh, like that, and then it does a bunch of damage. It has a fairly large range on this build, and you can see here where the damage is only 300 for IPS. However, IPS being impact, puncture and slash. But you can actually use a stat stick on this, so it will actually use your melee mods to get extra damage. So I'll show you the build that I've got for my melee weapon as well. Ensnare is essentially, it is a control ability for one enemy. Technically, you get one in an ensnare, and all the enemies around it will get sucked into the ensnare at the same time. So essentially, you can pull all the enemies together, and when they're all pulled together, you can hit them with your whip. Because as you can see here, the whip actually has a radius. So when it actually, the impact where it cracks, there will be a 10-meter radius around that where everything takes damage. Her third ability is just Vanara. Essentially, Vanara has three different modes: attack mode, protect mode, and heal mode. And you can just hit this ability to switch between those roles. Also, if Vanara is killed, you can bring back instantly just by hitting her through. And finally, we have Strangle Dome, which is an area of effect control ability. I'll just read it out. Weaves a dome of living chains that ensnare and strangle any enemy within, and any foolish enough to approach. Foes outside the trap will try to hasten their comrade's death by shooting them. Crack Whip Claw on the dome to further damage any trapped enemies. So essentially, you can use your Whip Claw to hit all of the enemies held by your Strangle Dome. Honestly, I find her 2 better for actually collecting enemies than Strangle Dome is, because there's nothing you can really do to get a huge radius on Strangle Dome. As you can see here, the radius is 11 meters. 11 meters isn't that amazingly big for an area of effect 4, so I don't actually use her 4 that much. But getting onto the, well, not getting onto the test yet. As I said, I have to show the stat stick I've got here. I am using the Venka Prime. The reason I'm using the Venka Prime is that the Venka Prime has this kind of odd hidden ability. I don't think it ever says it anywhere. Nope, not really. Doesn't say it anywhere. But the additional ramp up you get with the combo multiplier is actually higher with the Venka Prime than it is with anything else. So rather than going up by 50% on each ramp up of your combo multiplier, it actually goes up by 75%. So that's just good. Because one of the things I really like about having this as a stat stick is you can get a lot of crit very, very easily because you hit so many enemies. So with this build here, we get 45% crit, 39% status chance, and on this build it's corrosive. I have another one here which is exactly the same, which is viral. Corrosive is better if you're going to be fighting stuff with armor. If everybody has corrosive rejection, and therefore nothing has armor, the viral build is better. But this here, we have Vermilion Storm. Honestly, you can use 4 riders if you have 4 riders instead. They're identical. They're just the 2 claw stances. They both give you 10. They're both the same polarity. So whatever you prefer when you're using the weapon as a weapon, I suppose. We have Prime Pressure Point for extra damage, Organ Shatter for critical damage, Prime Fever Strike for a bunch of toxin damage. Once again, if you don't have Prime Fever Strike, regular Fever Strike, absolutely fine. Shocking Touch for electricity damage, Sacrificial Steel for critical chance. You can just use True Steel in here. Whoops. You can just use True Steel in here if you don't have the room for Sacrificial Steel. Granted, it only takes 1 former to get this build up, so it's really probably worth it. That gives you 80% critical chance, True Steel is only 60. Voltaic Strike gives you electricity damage plus status chance. Virulent Scourge gives you toxin damage plus status chance, and Drifting Combat just ups your combo duration, so you can have a higher combo for longer. Also ups your status chance, which is very nice as well. But it's here mainly for the combo duration, I'll be perfectly honest. And then the Vanara Build is exactly the same, except obviously we have Vicious Frost and North Wind in here, as opposed to Shocking Touch and Voltaic Strike. There we go, just for simplicity. Alright, so that's that, and finally the Vanara Build. Now, honestly, the only thing I ever use Vanara in is I have him sitting on heal mode, and I just tell him to heal all the time. So really, Link Health and Link Armor is probably all you need, in all honesty. That's all I would really put on him. I put 2 Former on him because I was leveling Khora anyway, and if you're Former and Khora, I was like, may as well form a Vanari at the same time, because he levels at the same rate that she does, pretty much. But firstly we have Territorial Aggression. You mark your territory and it pacifies any wild creatures. Kind of pointless, but, you know, it's there if you don't want to attack Koopas in the field, I suppose. We have Hunter Command. If you apply a slash status to an enemy, it causes the companion to attack them. Pretty simple. Link Armor, it gives your armor to Vanari. So you can see here Vanari has 597 armor. Animal Instinct, this gives you Loot Radar. So you can see, it gives you enemy radar and loot radar. So you can see loot and enemy on the minimap. Hunter Recovery gives you Lifesteal Link. We have Link Health, which is the same as Link Armor, only for health, which puts you up to, what, 2,000? Yeah, 2,200 health. We have Tech Assault here. Kavat has a 60% chance to ignore lethal damage and be immune for 4 seconds. Just means that Vanari dies less. Having said that, I mean, you can bring back Vanari, like, immediately after he dies, so it's less of an issue. I just have it on here because I found Tech Assault randomly and I wanted to put it on something. We have Hunter Synergy, which is Critical Chance Link. We have Pounce, which is essentially they'll jump off walls to attack stuff, and it will also stun people. Actually no, Pounce doesn't make them jump off walls, they jump off walls anyway, but Pounce will have them like jump onto an enemy and like actually stun them for a second. And then Sharpen Claws, which is just an extra attack they can do, which does more damage and it sunders armor. That's about it. Honestly, Health Link, Armor Link, then put her on heal and you're good. It tends to be what I do. But, sorry for that cut, we're back. I realized I didn't actually show off the actual build for Khora, because I'm an idiot. I was about to say, I'm gonna do the 145 test rather than the level 50 test, because honestly, the 145 test she can kind of just handle. She has some survivability issues, but we'll deal with it. So we have Corrosive Projection, to reduce armor. Mobilize, because honestly it's the only like movement mod I can fit in here. I suppose I could do some more formering to get something else in here that's slightly better, but Mobilize is not bad. For like a 6 cost mod, 3 cost with this polarity, which by the way is the polarity she starts with, so you don't have to do any former here. That gives you 20% extra movement, bullet jump and aim gun wall clutch, so just 20% faster, kind of. Now we have Umbral Vitality for 500% health, because I also have Umbral Intensify. So we have 500% extra health, we have 50% ability strength. Again, you can get away with like 1 less former, maybe even 2 less former if you go with regular Intensify and regular Vitality, rather than Umbral versions. So you can probably get away with a 1 former build, I think. We have Fleeting Expertise at rank 4 and Streamlike at rank 4, so we can get to 175% efficiency. Because you cast your 1 a lot with this build, so having like full efficiency is usually a pretty good idea. I was trying to think of the word, like complete efficiency was what I was thinking, but like full efficiency. And to do that you only need 175 because that is the efficiency cap. We have Prime Continuity to get our duration back up to 100 because we tank it pretty significantly with Fleeting Expertise. Then we have Stretch to add to the range. We then have Overextended to add to the range. Again, worth noting here that I have a rank 4 Overextended. The reason I've done this rather than the max rank is just so that I can keep my strength at 100%. I don't want to hurt my strength too much because I want Whip Claw to still do damage. And then we have her Augment for Whip Claw, which is accumulating Whip Claw. This makes her really, really, really good, and it's worth buying. I think it's from Steel Meridian / Red Veil is where you buy this. But essentially if you hit 3 enemies, it'll grant you 35% damage bonus, which stacks to all of your subsequent Whip Claws. So essentially your Whip Claws just get more and more deadly for 10 seconds. Well, it will decay after 10 seconds. You can, as long as you're hitting things, it will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but you end up doing ludicrous amounts of damage with this. Here we have Arcane Nullifier, because I don't like magnetic procs. I also have Arcane Victory on here, just for healing chance. Granted, I don't get a whole lot of headshots, but when I do get them, I get some healing, so that's nice, I suppose. Alright, so now we can take on the test. First things first, I'm going to hit 3 a few times, just to get Vanara on heal. Because it is worth noting that she does have some survivability problems when you got very high level. Like level 145, for instance. But if we go simulate these guys here, I'm going to cast my 2. That'll bring them all together. I can then rip them real good. I really should... There we go. I killed the healer. Oh, Bombards are still alive. That was 144,000 damage. See, there we go. Nearly dead right there. Vanari, come and heal me, please. There we go. Interesting. I don't know what shot me there, but it got me good. There we go. Grab him. You can see this doing a bunch of damage whenever we get a critical. They're both dead, and I think that leaves just the healer, which I'll just shoot. So as you can see there, as I said, some survivability problems at really high levels. I think you're fine, probably up to like sortie level, like up to like level 100 you're probably fine, but when you start pushing it much higher than that, she can die. I don't know how you would really mitigate that, because the only real survivability for super high-end game would be to use Prime Flow and have Quick Thinking on there, but you'd be pushing to try and fit that with the rest of her stuff to still make her good. But that's pretty much what she do. She get everyone clumped together with her 2, and then she whips them with her 1, whip it real good, and then they die, and you start doing a lot of damage because it stacks ludicrously high. So I also showed off Vanari. If you hit 3 a few times, it'll swap between attack mode, protect mode, and heal mode. My suggestion would be to just have heal mode on all the time. Also, this is Vanari. Looks really cool. I very much like the art aesthetic of Vanari. One of the cooler looking Kavats, in all honesty. But I didn't show off her 4. I will do that now. I'll do it with lower level enemies. Whoops. There we go. Let's just make these like level 100 instead. Less likely to kill me then. Simulate that. I'll show the 4 off. You can see everything in the actual Strangle Dome is getting hit by this whip. This is the Strangle Dome here. It sort of caught a bunch of enemies. There you go. Catch another one. As I said, I find her 2 better. Dead. These 2 are grouped together. Let's whip them a few times. Again, hit 2 just to catch the enemies, and then hit 1 to kill them. That one fell off. No, I killed it before she fell off the edge. That's pretty much it. Apparently there's one more enemy. Once again, I don't know why, but the crewmen always survive the longest, and I don't understand because they're by far the easiest to kill. I think it's because they hide more than all the other guys. You often find them like hiding behind shit, and I think they're just better at hiding than all the other enemies. It is really weird though, you always see them last. They're always the last ones I kill in this test. I don't understand why. But anyway, that's Khora in a nutshell. She's very good, I like her a lot. She's definitely more oriented to solo play for the most part. Like, I mean, I guess she's good in a group because she can just kill things real quick, which is always nice. And she does have some kind of control with her 4 and her 2. But honestly, the whole point of that is that you catch all the enemies and then you hit the 1 and they die immediately. So, like, she has the best kind of control, which is to murder everything. I suppose it is worth noting she's really good with Nidus. Nidus catches all the enemies up and then she just whips them once and they all die, pretty much. Does a ludicrous amount of damage. But that's it. So next time we'll take on whoever is the next Warframe after Khora. Limbo, apparently. Sweet. So next time will be my Limbo build. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye.